Hello and welcome into the KE Report. I'm your host, Shad Markwitz, and we're getting an update on Silver Tiger metals. Silver Tiger is traded on the TSX.V under the ticker SLVR and on the OTCQX under the ticker SLVTF. I'm joined today with the president and CEO of Silver Tiger, Glenn Jessome. And Glenn, great to get you on the show as always, especially when it's on the back of exploration results. You put out some news on February 11th. The Tiger has
Well,
intersected 3 meters at 1,526 gram per ton silver equivalent within 17 meters of over 300 grams per ton silver equivalent. Now, this is in the Sulfide Zone from your underground drilling. As people know, you put out an open pit PFS last year. You've really maximized the resources there at surface, but you're drilling deeper because this is where that high grade silver is, Glenn. Maybe walk us through some of the key takeaways now that you're underground and you're drilling the high grade sulfide and shale zones.
it's almost like when you go to the theater here, Act One is complete. PFS ready to go with a bow on it. We're going to get that permit amendment. We're going to start to build that sooner than people think. Now, Act Two is let's get back to. I have a friend of mine in the US, what he calls it Tiger high grade. Let's get back to the Tiger high grade. So nice to be back on and drilling all of this now from underground drill pads, which saves a lot of money. Those drill holes are more than half the length of the ones from surface. And yeah, one drill rig now, that will turn to two, which will turn to three, but you've got to start somewhere. So immediately after the PFS, we got to work, got underground and do what you say. I told everybody that, early February, we'd put the first holes out. These first holes are targeting that sulfide zone. From underground, we could hit the sulfide zone, the shale zone, the Tiger sites, Kelly or Sui veins. But right now, wanted to get a few more holes in that sulfide zone. That's an incredible thing, Shad. I mean, that's already 750 meters open at both ends, 350 meters high, maybe 30, 40 meters wide. Back of envelope and my average, not any of the, you'll see the real average in the PEA for that's coming in May, but that's 400 or 500 gram material. That's long hole mining, bulk, and extremely valuable ore and very exciting. And the first holes now that we're back drilling it, boy, they were very, very good, and we're very excited about that. And more to come.
Well, just one other takeaway from looking at the results that you put out is not just the high grade nature. I mean, I think anybody would recognize over a kilo silver equivalent is a great hit, especially when it's over 3 meters and not just a meter like a lot of companies put out. But those other hits, the 17 meters of 309 grams per ton silver equivalent, or there's another hole 626, you put out 17 meters of 140 grams per ton silver equivalent. People may not jump up and down about that, but in a long hole stoping underground mining scenario, those are very economic grades. So maybe just talk about how the width and the grades hanging together.
Well, look, these are surprises we've had. These are new discoveries that haven't really aren't we're not seeing anywhere else in Mexico. We've been there 30 years doing this. Is basically we knew we had that flowering epithermal, big stock work. Look at that PFS with a bow on it, low capex. Look at the money that thing's going to make. Beautiful, easier mining. Nothing's easier mining. Underground, you just would go for the narrow vein, high grade silver. That's Mexico. That's Mexico mining for hundreds of years. We found that shale zone. We'll get to that. We'll get some more holes in that. That's wide, 10, 20 meters of over a kilo. But this sulfide zone, this is just sitting right there on the Precambrian granite, the basement rock. It's open both ways. It's already getting up on a kilometer long we've drilled. This is big, wide ore body with high grade. If you had a narrow vein with half kilo in it, that'd be incredible. Imagine 750 by 350 by 40, 30, 40 meters already, and we're just getting going of that kind of grade. Man, that is ore I jump up and down about. And what we're seeing in that, this wide zone with a super high grade center. It's a massive sulfide. That's really what it is a massive sulfide. We don't use that term in Mexico because no one's ever seen something like that. But it's a massive sulfide and lots of base metal in it, high grade. Yeah, it's very valuable rock.
Yeah, very nice to see, Glenn. And unfortunately, the news came out on a day where the silver price was pulling back and the whole sector was down. And so you got whacked a little bit yesterday on the price. But I saw that there was 3 different analyst notes come out with higher price targets for the Tiger right after that news hit. So maybe cover some of those analyst reports. You emailed those out to your email subscribers today.
Yeah, we've sent those out. Look, it's really simple. We're long. We're always long. we're not promoting press release to press release. Look at what we did over 7 or 8 years with the PFS. We're now basically have told the market we're coming with a PEA for the underground part of the deposit, 800 ton per day to match up with the permit in the mill we already have on site in May. That's how we look. We look months, years ahead. But these drill results, sure, it was the wrong day. Really doesn't matter if it goes up, down, up a penny, down a penny. These are basically the data collection for geotechnical for the resource that we need for the PEA. But what I like is, sure, it was a bad day. They came out. You read the three analysts that covered, I think it was Desjardins and Ventum and SCP. I mean, their target price on average, I don't remember them all individually, is over $1 if you average them out. And I think the headlines and all of them were, wow, look at these results in this sulfide zone. And I think they've all really said in most of their analyst coverage, all of the banks, that when they put it out, the project was incredible with the open pit and the veins. The shale added just such a beautiful dimension. They're all saying, look, this sulfide zone is a game changer. Imagine if this continues. We see it epigenetic to all these main veins, and it's already almost a kilometer and going in each direction. Yeah, this is a big, big nut for us to crack as we start to figure out what that is, because that just takes this El Tigre mine to a whole different level. And they're talking about that and they're recognizing that. They couldn't have been happier with the drill results. That's really what's important to me. I know how good they are. The reaction of the market, it's not how I judge them.
Yeah, fair enough. And I guess a lot of people listening will wonder, how much more drilling are you doing? You say you got the one drill underground, you may expand it to two. What is the rough map of work for the underground drilling in 2025?
Look, I'm going to be very honest with you. We're focused on the prize here, which is to start construction of that PFS. So we're going to just keep one drill rig there right now. We're doing a lot of work in the background. We're so comfortable that we're getting our permit soon, that we're doing a lot of the work that, you probably would not do today if you didn't think your permit was imminent. So, we're kind of dividing and conquering a little bit. I'm not going to go to a second drill rig underground. We're going to leave that one that's there now. We'll let that keep banging away just until I see what happens here in the next month or so. I'm excited about how things are going in Mexico, and the priority still is Act One. We've got lots of time to finish Act Two. The key point here is that right now, focus on the PFS, keep that one drill, and the other stream that's going on that we don't talk about much is a lot of work done already, almost the vast majority of it, for a PEA for that underground, which we're going to deliver in May, June. What, 5 or 6 months after the PFS for the open pit? We're busy. So we're juggling a lot of things. We're multitasking and we're getting it all done.
Well, speaking of being busy, Glenn, Mexico's been busy. And even since we've talked last, even more permit amendments have dropped. Maybe give us a quick update on the ground as far as Mexico and permits.
I think the last one I talked about was that very important permit that went to Alamos for that big underground mine. Last week, Fresnillo got another major permit amendment for Juanicipio, a big 4,000 ton per day operation. And on Friday of last week, 14 permit amendments were granted. A lot of Mexican companies, some substantial amendment permits, and it just keeps flowing. And, I'm not predicting the future, but just the way I see things unfolding very quickly, I think we could see some new permits issued, and they could be open pit and or underground. I'm not saying one or the other. It's going to be a toss up, which ones. And if that happened this month, I would not be that surprised. Let's just see. I'm not going to make a prediction and call it, but I think they're imminent. And it's just a great time in Mexico right now. It's completely turned. There's going to be no open pit mining ban. There's going to be open pits. There's going to be underground new permits. Well, I've been saying that for 2 or 3 years. We were right, and we'll just wait to see who gets the first ones. And whoever gets one, underground or open pit, it's going to be incredibly important for Tigre, because we are going to totally re-rate on that news as far as our share price. That will be much bigger than the drill results.
Yeah, I think even the whole sector in Mexico will re-rate, whether they're gold or silver. So it's going to be exciting to see. And we already are seeing it. So the gears are in motion. I guess not only are you busy underground drilling, not only are you busy working on the PEA that's coming out in just a few months, but you're also busy marketing the story here, and you're going to be out at some shows. Give us the lineup of some of the conferences you'll be at.
Starting into next week, I think I'm on the road steady for a month. We're going to hit the big BMO show in Miami. That's always a highlight. You've got basically invite only show, which is every major mining company in the world. We're certainly not the biggest one there, but we're very pleased. We've been there now for 7 or 8 years in a row. And we'll see all of our big institutional shareholders there. We'll meet a lot more. We'll meet a lot of the debt providers there. It's just going to be a very busy show. That'll be great. And then right into PDAC. Come see us at PDAC. You can't come see us at BMO, but anyone can come to PDAC, and we'll put something out on that. I don't know what our booth number is, but we'll make sure we get that out in a press release or something coming up. And I think I'm home for a day between BMO and that, and then a couple of days, and then we're heading for Zurich. I'm actually going to do some marketing in Geneva, and then roll into Zurich for the Swiss Mining Institute big show there. So the next month, we'll be talking to a lot of people about the Tigre.
All right. Well, I think we'll wrap it up there for today, Glenn, but a lot going on with the Tiger, both underground and all that work you're doing on the economic study, a lot going on in Mexico, and there'll be a lot of conferences and opportunities for people to come hear the story. So for those that are listening in, and if you want to follow along with the news flow that's going to come out of Silver Tiger, definitely click on the link below this